Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafiya wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So here we are with our session number 122 for our Quranic Arabic grammar, and we are here with session number 3 for Surah Ar-Rahman. So let's start with a quick review, inshallah. Bismillah. So the first question that I have in review today is, what is going to be the status of the first verse of Surah Al-Kawthar that starts with Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar? What is the status of the first verse? Any kalam that begins, that is at the beginning, what are the i'rab of that kalam or that sentence? Barakallahu feek. Yes, that has the sentence that comes in the beginning of any conversation or at the beginning of any surah that you see is going to be la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. The same holds for any hadith that you are going to come across. Jumla ibtidaiya, the beginning sentences are la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Someone in the last session was still confused about al-mashghul and shaghil and al-mashghul anhu. So we are going to do it again real quick, inshallah. So when you look at this verse, as-samaa rafa'aha, everyone knows rafa'a. Can someone give me the word type of rafa'a? What kind of a word rafa'a is? It is madin huwa. Ha is going to be maful bihi. Barakallahu feek. Okay, so this is madin huwa. Ha is maful bihi. What is it referring to? This ha is being used for what? Sama, as-samaa. Very well done. So as-samaa is the what it is referring to. When you already have your fail engaged, isn't it already engaged with ha? Do you all agree or not? Is it not already working on ha? We all know that it is already working on ha. It's not going to be possible for the same very pronoun, for the same very fail to work on as-samaa as well. Okay? Your word is already mashghul. You know what mashghul means? What is the meaning of mashghul? Anyone? Busy. Very well done. The fail is already busy. The fail is already engaged with a pronoun. So it's not going to be engaged. It cannot be engaged to the other word before it. Okay. It's going to be engaged to only one entity. It cannot be engaged to two entities. Therefore, you are not going to say that as-samaa is going to be maf'ul bihi muqaddam, right? This is the basic understanding of this chunk. Okay, then when you have rafa'a fil madin, ha is going to be mafulun bihi, and now you need to know the name for this one. You are going to call this maf'ul bihi li fele mahzuf. Okay, is this clear so far? That you are assuming that there was a rafa'a before this as-samaa that has been omitted. Okay, and this sentence, is this a whole sentence or this is a fragment? Rafa'aha. That anyone can answer, right? This is an easy question. It's a sentence, it's a complete sentence. So how many sentences are you seeing from wow till this ha? 1, 2, 3, how many sentences? There are two sentences. Okay, there are two sentences. There is no idafa, there is no idafa. Rafa'a fi'l madin, ha mafulun bihi, as-samaa mafulun bihi for a fi'l that we are assuming has been omitted from here. Okay, if it was rough in status, as-samaa was rough in status, how would you label it? What are you going to call as-samaa? You are going to label it as jumla ismiya. You're going to call as-sama'u as mubtada. Rafa'a is going to be rafa'aha is the whole entire thing is going to be the khabar of that. But here, that's not the purpose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to know that there is rafa'a that has been omitted from here. That is why as-sama'a has been kept in nasb status. Okay, this is how it's going to work here. Okay, that's not the purpose. Otherwise, jumla ismiya, the meaning would have been almost the same, but that is not the purpose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to highlight the action, wants to highlight the doer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to highlight as-sama'a at this time. Is this clear? If it is not, I can repeat. Yes, it is maf'ul bihi mahzuf for a fail. Okay? It is, there was rafa'a here that has been omitted. Okay? So this fail that has been busy is now being called al-mashghul. This pronoun that is keeping it, that is keeping the fail busy, that has busied the fail, is called shaghil. And this one that has, this thing, it has nothing to do, that this construction is not working on as-samaa, is going to be labeled as al-mashghul anhu. Okay, it is going to be called al-mashghul anhu. Is this clear? Okay, this one is busy. This has been made busy by this ha pronoun. Therefore, it's not going to work on as-samaa. There is a fail that has been omitted that is working on as-samaa, and it is going to be rafa'a. Now, if I ask you, give me the name, can I call among the names for sentences? Your slides that I shared with you, there was a name there. What can be the name given to this jumla that is doing the tafsir of what is before it? Can I give rafa'aha a name like jumla tafsiriya? Yes or no? Did it open up? Did it unveil everything that was veiled before? If I just omit rafa'aha, yes, you have to pull your hair out, and then you are going to figure out that there was a rafa'a there that has been omitted. However, by placing rafa'aha after as-sama'a, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clarified that fi'l mahzuf is rafa'a. Okay, so this jumla rafa'aha, because it's a complete sentence, and you just told me there are two sentences here, right? Rafa'as sama'a, and then is another sentence rafa'aha, right? This clarifying sentence, which is clarifying the whole rafa'a as-sama'a, this, yes, it is clarifying not only as-sama'a, it is telling you that there was a jumla before it. Okay, this whole sentence is going to be called jumla tafsiriya. Okay, is this clear? Not only sama, it's clarified that there was a fail before it that has been omitted. I hope this is clear now. Just by as-sama'a being there would have made you, use a lot of your neurons, right? But just by placing a sentence after it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clarified the whole mystery, right? So jumla tafsiriya, why I am calling it jumla tafsiriya? Because it unveiled everything. Tafsir is what? It clarifies everything. It unveils whatever was hidden before, right? It uncovers, the doubts. It uncovers, what ambiguities, and it makes them very clear, like a day. Okay. So, and jumla tafsiriya are also among those sentences that have no i'rab, just like your silatul mawsul, just like your jumla ibtidaiya. Okay, so that was a little bit about al-mashghul anhu, al-mashghul, and ash-shaghil. Okay, in our last session, we went over another kind of a sentence as well. So, qala, he said, itamara Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam wa itamarna ma'ahu. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam did umrah, and we did umrah with him. Everyone clear? What is, if I asked you this blue highlighted portion, what are you going to call this? Okay, this is jumla itradiya. Okay, but What kind of a sentence is it? Number one, we'll go step by step. Is it jumla ismiya, jumla failya? What kind of sentence are you saying? It is jumla failya. Where is a fail? Salla is a fail, right? Salla is a fail. Fail is coming from family number two. Everyone with me? Wasallam. Wow atf. Sallama, another sentence. Again coming from family number two. And why I'm giving it to family two? What is there? What is there that is making it go to family number two? There is a mushaddad Ainul Kalima. Very well done. There is Ainul Kalima that is Mushaddad. Allahu, Lafzul Jalala is going to be the is a marfu litazim, and it is the outside doer. And for those who have learned it that way, or a file. And what is the purpose of this sentence here? Salla. Is it a conventional use of fail madin, or it is non-conventional use of it is non-conventional use of fail madin, right? It is unconventional or non-conventional use of fail madin, where fail madin is used to make a dua. It is being used to make a dua, just like you say jazakallahu khairan, barakallahu fiki, all those sentences, right? These are used all these sentences that I just said, jazakallahu khairan or barakallahu fiki, these sentences have fail madin that is being used to make a dua for another person, right? So this sentence came in between, as you can see, right? The main sentence was that Prophet did Umrah and we did Umrah with him. So since it is an interjection, it is going to be called Jumla Etoradiya. And the question is, what's going to be the status? Because we went over this last week in our last session. La mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. They also, because it's just interjection, okay? It's interjection, it's not going to have any i'rab. However, if I ask you, give me i'rab of this whole sentence, starting from famara and ending with ma'ahu. The sentence is coming after qala. So now, give me the i'rab. Barakallahu feek. It is fi mahalli nasbin mafulun bihi for fail qala. I hope this was clear. Okay, so I am seeing Jumla. Okay, I don't know how let's see, dear sister, let me just take you to another review, and let me continue with the review, and we'll inshallah come back to your question as well. Okay, inshallah, and I will see how much we can go back. Okay, so I'm going to just take you back and just from the beginning, as we have been doing. Ar-Rahman, just give me the labeling for Ar-Rahman before I can continue where we left. Okay, from where we left, I have to make sure that you are all well versed with these verses of Surah Ar-Rahman. So Ar-Rahman is Mubtada. Allama al-Quran is going to be, what is Allama al-Quran? It's fi mahalli rafin khabar, jumla failya, barakallahu fi. And you have already went into it, and you have already identified fail file and the mafulun bihi. Khalaqal insan, jumla failya, fi mahalli rafin khabar for Ar-Rahman, khabar number 2. Allamahul bayan, khabar number 3. Ash-shamsu wal qamaru bi husban. We thought of it as jumla. What kind of a jumla is it? Is it talking about Rahman? No, it is an interjection. And what's the status for this? All these 2, 3, 4 were given statuses, and the statuses were raf, fi mahalli rafin, right? Fi mahalli rafin. These are all rafin status because these are khabar for Ar-Rahman. Ash-shamsu wal qamaru bi husban. It is an interjection. Barakallahu fi jumla etoradiya, and it's going to be la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Very well done. Wow is going to be atf, and an-najmu wash-shajaru yasjudan. Again, it is going to be, because it is matuf on a sentence that has no i'rab. What is going to be the i'rab of this sentence? What do you think? Just apply some common sense. Same. Barakallahu fi. Atf, you will follow everyone. Okay? If a sentence before a sentence has no i'rab, the sentence following wow will also be la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. So that is that. Now was-samaa, when it comes to was-samaa rafa'aha wa wada'al mizan. Now this sentence, is it going back to again talking about Ar-Rahman or what? Because we are saying there is wow warafa'as samaa, right? So it is again going back to Ar-Rahman. Is there any way we can connect that sentence to whatever is before, and which one will we connect? Which should we connect it to? Verse number 2, 3, 4? How will we connect? We can go back, and we can go back, we can say that this was from was samaa. I'm going to connect it to allamahul bayan, verse number 4, right? Verse number 4, Sister Nina, right? So we can go from 7, we can go connect it to allamahul bayan, the last khabar. Is everyone with me so far? Right? Because allamahul bayan was the khabar number 3, and then after it is la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab sentences, which were jumla etiradiya. And then again you are learning about Ar-Rahman. What else Ar-Rahman does? He did not only teach you Quran, he also created you, he taught you the eloquence that you have, and he raised the sky, hmm? And wada al-mizan, and he placed the mizan, and all is then connected to whatever is before. Yes, we are going to make it matuf on the last khabar. So now if I ask you, what is the status of this sentence, wa rafa'a? What is the status of the first sentence? Fi mahalli raf'in, fi mahalli raf'in, because this sentence is going to follow the status of whatever is before it. And the status of verse number 4 was fi mahalli raf'in, because it was the khabar number 3 for Ar-Rahman. I am not going to call it, I'm not going to connect it to Ar-Rahman towards number 1, because Ar-Rahman is Mubtada and it has 1, 2, 3 akhbar, and then this jumla is going to be connected through atf. Okay, it is going to be connected to 4 through atf. Then in this sentence you also see another sentence, rafa'aha. Now rafa'aha, the sentence after as-samaa, give me the status of this one, and be very careful how you are labeling it, because it is very important that you have correct information in your notes, and if you have any confusion you should refer back to the recordings. Okay, so rafa'aha has no mahal because it is jumla tafsiriya. It is an explanatory sentence which is also la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. It gives you the explanation, however it will not have any place in i'rab. Is this clear to everyone? And then comes another sentence, وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانِ. وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانِ. Again, this one should again be matuf, right? And it is matuf on a mahal, on a sentence that is was samaa. And should we say that this is also la mahalla, or can we say that this is also like rafa'a? It is also fi mahali rafin, because it is not. This wow can be connected to, we can ignore the sentence, like, for now we cannot ignore a letter of Quran, because that's going to make a major problem with your understanding of Quran. However, just to make it easy, I'm just saying that you just think rafa'aha was not there, and was samaa was the only thing, wa rafa'a samaa was there, and then you can say that wada'a is matuf on rafa'a. Am I making sense? Some sense? No? Repeat? Okay. So the thing is, when I said Allamahul Bayan, and I connected these two together, then I gave this sentence rafa'aha, another, la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab, because this was explaining it. Now I'm saying that this wada'a is another information that he did not only raise sky, he placed a balance. This is another set of information that you all know, that he taught insan the eloquence, and he raised the sky, and he placed the mizan. So all of them through waw are going to be fi mahalli raf'in, because this is matuf on as-sama'a, the sentence that has a maf'ul bihi as-sama'a, and this is matuf on allamahu. Got it? Yeah, so wada'a is matuf on rafa'a that has been mahzuf, and rafa'a again was matuf ala allamahu. Okay, because you need to know who Rahman is. Rahman taught Quran, created insan, taught him the bayan, the eloquence, and he raised the sky and he placed the mizan. And we have already covered how you are going to call this li Allah tatghaw fil mizan, because there was a li, so that you all do not transgress in balance, right? Is this clear? That how we have understood that there was a li there that has been omitted, right? And this is going to be the whole sentences fi mahalli. What was the status if the li has been omitted from here? Alina. Li. Li is by itself. By itself, li is going to, right? So it is going to be, because of li, it is jar. However, an la tatghaw, the mudare is mansoob because of an. There is a la that came between an and tatghaw. When something interjects, what do you call it? What's the term that we have been using? Etoradiya or mutarida. Okay, etorad, right? So etorad. So this la, which is simple la nafiya, you can call it simple la nafiya, but you can give it another name, because we know there was an, and after an there was la, and la is la mutarida. Remember, we learned that new name, la mutarida, because this la comes between harf nasb and mansoob, just like in Allah tatghaw. It can come between harf jazm and mudare majzoom. It can come between mubtada and khabar. It can come between mawsoof and sifa. It can come between sahibul hal and hal. So whenever something interjects, remember this term al-mutarida. Okay? Okay. Now, we are going to continue from wa'aqimul wazna, and we already went over wa'aqimul wazna bil kisti wa la tuqsiru. One second. Okay. Wa'aqimul wazna bil qisti. This sentence you already went over, and you can either just say that this is matuf ala ma qablaha, or you can say that this could be another interjection, because we were learning about Ar-Rahman, what he did, and then in between the learning about Ar-Rahman, where we were giving sentences, where we were given information about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is a demand that comes. We have all been commanded to establish the balance, right? We have all been commanded to establish the balance, because and this is aqimu, all those sentences. What kind of sentences were those sentences that you have been learning so far until verse number 8? You are getting information, right? This was kalam khabariya. Okay, kalam khabariya. And then you have you all establish this the wazn, and you don't reduce the balance. And again there are two, one command, one forbidding, right? So but you can just keep it as matuf as well. There is no problem with that. Wal arda, you have covered this in the last session. Wal arda wada'aha lil anam. Again, when you look at this sentence, what are you seeing? Can you call al arda maf'ul bihi muqaddam? Can you call al arda مفعول به مقدم. No, you cannot, because your fail is already mashghul. It has a shaghl that has kept it busy, which is ha, and al-arda is going to be just going to be labeled as mafulun bihi li fail mahzuf. This jumla wada'aha, what is this jumla? What is the name for this? Is it giving you the tafsir? Yes, it is explaining whatever was before. So it is jumla tafsiriya. And when you have any sentence that does the tafsir, that sentence has no i'rab. That sentence is going to be la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. Okay. Lil anam is going to be mutalik bil fail wada'a. Okay. So this is again connecting you to whatever was before, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only taught Quran, created insan, taught him eloquence, raised the sky, placed the mizan, but he also placed the earth, right? He also placed the earth, wada'a, he placed the earth for the anam. Everyone with me, understanding the verses so far? Then there was another sentence that we went over in our last session, fiha fakihatun. What kind of a sentence are you seeing here, my dear sisters? Jumla ismiya. Fiha is going to be jar wal majroor, mutalik bil khabar, right? Fakihatun is going to be your mubtada muakhar. Mubtada is muakhar and is common. Is it okay for mubtada to be common? Though we have learned that mubtada is mostly proper, but why is it common? It's okay. It's okay for it to be proper, right? It is from the 10 rationales that we have learned where mubtada can be common, right? If your mutalik bil khabar is muqaddam, it is allowed for mubtada to be common. Okay, there is no big thing, there's no big deal. We are okay, we are good with that. One nakhlu zatul akmam. How can you connect a nakhlu with zatul akmam? Can we connect these three together? Absolutely right, Sister Faiza. And nakhlu and zatu, they are matching in all four properties, right? Zatu feminine, nakhlu feminine, because it is talking about palm trees, right? Non-human, right? Plural. And zatu, single feminine, and this is going to be in terms of type. In terms of type, how can you justify that? Are they matching in type as well? Because of al-akmam, they are matching in type as well, because this zatu is mu'arraf bil idafa, because it's mudafun ilayhi was proper. Its mudafun ilayhi was proper. Therefore, mudaf became proper, and all your four properties are matching, right? So this is going to be in one bucket. Now come to verse number 12. Wal habbu zul asfi. Is there any way you can connect whatever is after? The same thing, no rocket science, okay? Wa rayhan, how are we connecting all this to fakihatun? What is the name for fakihatun? What do we call fakihatun? Your term 1, basic grammar, matufun alayhi, and is mubtada 2. One nakhlu, can you say one nakhlu is mubtada 2, 3, 4, 5? Can you? We are not saying that. We are not going to say that. We are going to do the i'rab, like try to do the i'rab like like how they are going to be done traditionally. Okay, so fakihatun is ma'tufun alayhi, waw harf ath, and naqlu zatul akmam ma'tuf 1, habbu zul asfi ma'tuf 2, wa rayhan, a rayhan is going to be ma'tuf number 3. Is this clear to each and every one of you? Alhamdulillah. Okay, so this one, zoo, what kind of a word is it? It is a word that we have learned from Al-Asma'ul Khamsa. That is good. Barakallahu fi. Okay, what is the status for fiha, for verse number 11 and verse number 12? if I combine it and put them in the same bucket, what is the status of these two? And I think we did um, go over that in our last session. And we'll come to Al Asmaul Khamsa in a minute. It's going to be fi mahalli nasbin because it is hal. Because al arda is being explained. This ha is referring to al arda, right? Therefore, the sentences, the two verses after are together, all together, are going to be fi mahalli nasbin hal li earth, for earth. Everyone with me? Okay. So if you are not, type 2. This was Jumla Ismiya, the 11, 12 or Jumla Ismiya, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This is, we have done, we have learned. This is nothing, no rocket science here. Okay. What is special about Zoo? Why it is called from these special isms? Why are they called Asmaul Khamsa? What is special about them? Who can tell me? Very well done. The letter is there. There is a letter there when they are mudaf. The letter is there that gives us the status of these sentences. These words are among the words where you have a letter that tells you the status of these sentences. Barakallahu feek. Right? So everyone, so which letter, when they are rough in status, what is there? There is waw. When they are nasb in status, what is there? In case of al asmaul khamsa, there is an alif. When they are jar in status, what is there? There is ya there. Okay, barakallahu fi. So how many have we ever gone over these terms that that few terms that I have written here? These vows. Let's just go over them briefly. Okay, we are not going to, yeah, it is scary, it is very scary, but we will just touch upon those that we have covered in our course. We will leave the rest. Okay, inshallah. I'm not going to scare you anymore, inshallah, I promise. So because this vow was very special vow, so I thought that let's just go over from term 1. Let's start from term 1. When we did our Muslim table, I went over each and every letter with you, if you remember, right? I tried my best. In that, I taught you the first vow, that was vowel jama. Al-muflihuna. This vow, what does it tell you? This al-muflihuna word is in ism. This is a vow of plural. This tells you word is rough in status. This is rough in status. The word is rough in status and the word is plural. It is not a pronoun. It is just vow, that is harf. It is not a pronoun because this vow is in an ism. Okay, this vow is in an ism. Now, after vowel jama, the next vow that you learned in your term 2, in the beginning of your term 2, was vowel jama. Everyone remembers that? And this vow was a pronoun that you see in nasaru, that you see in yunfiquna, that you are seeing here, yuqimuna salata, right? All these vows that have been there, they are your pronouns. They are going to be what in status? Because they are your doer pronouns. They tell you that they are the ones who are doing the job. So not only they are giving you the number that there is the plural is doing an action, but also they tell you in any given word that their status is going to be rough, right? And they are pronouns. Okay, so wawil jama'a is a pronoun. It is seen in case of fail madin, you see it in fail mudare, you see it in failul amr, and it is a pronoun. So if it is a doer pronoun or if it is a naibul file, what is going to be the status? It is always rough in status. Okay, then comes your asmaul khamsa. In asmaul khamsa, you see a vow that is also indication of the rough status of the ism, right? This vow is a harf And this waw, however, is going to be showing you the word is blank in status. Now, every person who is sleeping, wake up and write the answer. You can at least write a letter. What do you think should be the status of the word if your Asmaul Khamsa are ending with waw? They should be rough in status, right? They should be rough in status. That is basic grammar. That is not something very hard. Then we went over a fragment called Murakkabe Atf. In our term one, correct me, guys who've been with us since the very beginning, from August of 2022, we went over Murakkabe Atf in term one, and there the waw that connects different things is going to be waw. The waw is going to be waw Atf, right? It's from term one Atf, simple. Then when we graduated from kindergarten and went on to first grade and second grade, we learned another waw that came before our halia jumla. Okay, that was a waw that was seen at the beginning of sentence that was telling you the condition of something, right? After this very particular waw, which is called waw halia, there is a sentence that tells you the condition of whatever is being talked before. Okay, so wahuwa muhsinun, while he is muhsin, while, and this waw is translated as while, or similar, something similar to this. Okay, and the sentence after wawil halia is going to be what is the status of the sentence after waw halia? What should be the status? Hal is always what? Nasbin status. So this should be fi mahalli nasbin in status, right? So that was that waw. Then we learned from when we were in our term two, we also learned another special waw, which was wawil ma'ayya, and it is translated as with, right? Ma'a. What is the meaning of ma'a? And where have we learned ma'a? Mudaf, yes, and its meaning is no. It is mudaf. It's not harf jar. It is mudaf. It's a zarf, and it means with, right? Inna Allah ma'as sabirin, right? Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. It means with. Okay, so just like that, with, then you know, fa'ajmi'u amrakum, then settle your matter with your partners. So this waw that is translated as with is going to be wawil ma'ayya. You will see an ism after it, which is nasbin status. In our maf'ailul khamsa, this maf'ul that is after wawil ma'ayya, we learned that this maf'ul is called maf'ul ma'ahu. Not very commonly used in Quran, however, it is there. Okay, this verse has this wawil ma'ayya, and the maf'ul after it is maf'ul ma'ahu. Then we learned just recently, among harufun nasiba, there is another waw, right, which was followed by a mudari mansub. So all the new students that have never been with us, I'm asking you now, it's your chance now. Okay, the same name. This is ma'al ism, this is ma'al ism, and this is going to be ma'al fail mudari mansub. Okay, this one in the beginning you will see wawil ma'ayya ma'al fail, wawil ma'ayya ma'al ism. Okay, so because it would have destroyed my slide, and that's why I did not put all the information, but in the beginning you will have it. Okay, so if you see this verse, is there any reason for nukaziba to be nukaziba? Why it is not nukazibu? There is a reason. There is a waw there which is followed by an mudmira. There is a hidden an after it, and this waw is a special waw. Not every waw is going to be wawil ma'ayya. What are the conditions, my dear sisters, who have covered this topic with me? What are the conditions for wawil ma'ayya? It has to be just like aslubu tal fa, just like a fa, it has to have the same thing. It should be preceded either by negation, or it's going to be preceded by some kind of aslubu tal. Okay, it's going to be some kind of a slubu talb. And what can be the talb? How do you demand something from someone? What is talb? What are asalibu talb? It can be question, right? It can be question. It can be Felul amr, it can be felul nahi, it can be wishing something, it can be hoping for something, and it could be urging someone to do something. Do you see here any wish, any hope, any command, any forbidding, any question? Later, later, huh? Later now. Oh, we wish we are returned, and we do not deny verses of our Rabb. Oh, we wish, right? So laytana before vowel ma'ayya, qualified vowel ma'ayya to be vowel ma'ayya. Otherwise, it would have not been vowel ma'ayya. This condition must be met. You cannot just label things here and there. No, there has to be a reason. There has to be an understanding. There is a tamanna. There is a wish. Therefore, and also all the conditions are met. There is a mudare that has been mansoob after it, and that is because of vowel ma'ayya. And it does it do it by itself, or there is something hidden? You already told me. I'm just going to repeat for my listeners that there is a hidden un after it, which is called unmudmira, because of which mudare is mansoob. So yes, so this vowel ma'ayya, this vow is going to be followed. There will be negation before it, or there can be a question before it. Someone may be asking you a question. There can be felul amr before it. There can be felul nahi before it. There can be tahdeed, which is, someone will be asking someone to do something, like words like lawla, or there can be wish, like later. Oh, I wish. Laytani means I wish. Laytana means oh, we wish. Or there can be la'alla, word like la'alla. If you see any six, there is negation, there is or there is forbidding, or there is commanding, or there is a question, or there is urging in terms of laula, or you see a wish in terms of later, or a hope, and you see a mudare after waw, which is mansoob in status, right? It is mansoob bil fatatu zahira. You call that waw wawil ma'ayya. Okay. And for details, you can go back to the recording. Sister Faiza is here, and that is why she's here. She should note down and send the recording. And all our recordings and notes have everything that must be included here. Okay. That must be, that you must know for to understand this type of waw. Okay. Then comes wawil kasam. That's an easy one, right? Everyone knows that, right? Now, be happy. It was not that bad, right, guys? Wal asr, was samai. What is that vow? It is a vow of an oath, right? Everyone knows that. It's harf jar. It's harf jar vow. And you are going to just see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taking an oath with this vow. Then the next vow that you are going to learn is going to be vowel ishba. Remember, when you have a fail that has antum, pronoun antum, if there is an attached pronoun after it, there is a vow that comes. That's an extra vow just to, ease the flow, just for the tajweed purposes. And that vow that comes for the ease of pronunciation is called vowel ishba. Okay. Then comes a vow that is zaida, like Sami Allahu liman hamida, Rabbana walakal hamd. Rabbana, oh my Rabb, walakal hamd. This vow is going to be vow zaida, because it is according to some may call it atifa, but it some also label it as vow zaida. Okay. Then comes your last type of vow, which is vow asliya. So it is the asal. Who knows the meaning of asal with sword? Who knows the meaning of asal? Real, root. Keep root in mind, okay? Keep root in mind so that you do not forget. So the vow asliya is a vow that is your rootlet. Easy. Yad'u. What are the root letters of yad'u? That one is easy, right, everyone? So dal, ain, waw. So the waw, that is a root letter waw, is going to be waw al-asliya. Okay. I hope this is, I know, a lot of information, but inshallah, we are learning Quran to get closer to our creator. Okay. Whatever it takes us. Okay. It's not going to be an easy journey. It takes some people 30 hours to focus and learn about one law, and that's okay. Okay. Personally, it sometimes takes me more than 30 hours to learn something, but that's okay. And that's how we are not in nuksan, right? That protects me from being in khasara, right? So inshallah. Okay, so that was that. So now I hope everyone is very clear that this wow that is there and is a sign of rough status of asmaul hamsa, not af'alul khamsa. Sign of rough status of asmaul khamsa can also be called wawir rafa. Okay, wow rough, because what does it mean? It is telling you that this wow is rough. This word is rough in status. This wow that is there is rough in status. These words are called Asmaul Khamsa. They are special isms in Quran. Why they are special? Because what is the word that has a wow as a sign of rafa? What is the number of the word that has a wow as a sign of rafa? What are the words? There is only one. Your word is a plural word when it has wow as a sign of its rough status, right? But this wow, which is a sign of rough status in case of in case of asmaul khamsa, is a is a is a sign, but it is not referring to plural word. It is not indicating that zoo is a plural word, is it? Yes or no? No, it is not. So it is going to be, so this is unique, that this is a unique feature of asmaul khamsa, that the letter that is coming is, and that is a sign of their rough status, is a sign of rough status of a pluralism, right? Just like muslimuna. How do you know muslimuna is going to be rough in status? What indicates a muslimuna is rough in status? Wow. Sometimes muslimuna can be light, noon may be omitted, and you only have muslimu. In that case, only the wow is going to be there to tell you the word is rough in status, right? So keep that in mind, inshallah. Okay. So now we are going to go back and we are going to look at the next verse, which is the verse number. I have to go to my verse, which is the most special verse that. Okay, 1 second. Let me see. I have to go there. Okay. So let's see here. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So now tell me, my dear brothers and sisters, فَبِأَيِّ. We will skip fa for now and we'll go on to فَبِأَيِّ. What is فَبِأَيِّ? No, usually it's not going to be translated like that. Yeah, you can just say, and for you, but usually you may see translation, but you don't have to. Yeah. Bi. What is bi? Yes, there is ayyi. That is ayyi, which is istifham. Ayyi is istifham, but before ayyi, there is a harjar, jar wal majroor, alai, ayyi alai. How do you connect these two together? There is an idafa, alai rabbi. How do you connect? Easy, right? Idafa, rabbi kuma is an idafa as well. Bi-ayyi alai rabbikuma. So this is going to be all bi-ayyi, jar wal majroor, and rest is all connected through idafa. Tukazibani. What kind of a word tukazibani is? It's fail mudare. It's a jumla failure. Very well done with fail mudare. Jumla failure with fail mudare. And what is the alamatul mudare here? Where is the alamatul mudare? Alamatul mudare is at the beginning of your fail, which is ta, right? Ta is alamatul mudari, and that tells you that this word is fail mudari. After you have determined the fail, the next step is to look for a doer. Do you see a doer here? There is a doer here. Everyone, aliful isnain, all. The alif of dual is a doer pronoun here. Okay, aliful isnain is a doer here. Aliful isnain, alif is the doer here, which is telling you there are two people, there are two groups that are being talked about. Okay. Then comes your noon. What is the job of this noon? What is the role of the noon? It is noonul i'rab or noon of status. Because if it is omitted, what is going to be the status of this fail mudari? That's an easy question. If it is omitted, if I remove it, if noon is omitted, it's going to be either nasb or it's going to be either majzoom, mansoob or majzoom, right? The sign of mansoob and majzoom status in this fail is omission of noon. This is from the special 5 af'al of Quran of fail mudare, which have either alif, waw, or yaul mukhataba, like tansurina, tansurani, yansurani, tansuruna, yansuruna. All these af'al that have waw, alif, or ya as a pronoun, they have noon as the in their marfu status. In their rough status, they have noon, and their nasb status or their jazm status or majzoom status is denoted by the omission of noon. Everyone with me so far? So what kind of a failed, what are you seeing here? There is a jar wal majroor and there is a fail. Now you tell me, there's a jar wal majroor and a fail there. So what kind of a jumla it should be? Is it jumla ismi or jumla failure? It should be jumla failure, right? Easy. And now when you have to label this jar wal majroor something, it is going to be mutalik bil fail or mutalik bil khabar. It is mutalik bil fail. Very well done. It's going to be mutalik bil fail. Everyone with me so far? Alhamdulillah. Okay. So since I have gone over your this entire words, let's see how many words are there that are used to ask a question. You have this entire table: Hamza, hal, ay, kam, ma, man, maza, limaza, mata, ayyana, aina, kaifa. Everyone familiar with these? Type 1 if you are, if you have ever seen them anywhere in your books. Among all these, I have only changed the color of these first two. Why did I do so? Who can tell me? How are they different from the rest of the group? Yes, barakallahu fi. The rest are all isms, but Hamza and Hal are haruf. Will they have any place in terms of Arab? Can you call them ever mubtada, khabar, mutalik bil, or can you ever give them any kind of Arab? No, they are going to be la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. But when it comes to rest of them, they will always have status, just like ay. What is the status of ay in fabi ayyi ala'i rabbikuma tukazziban? It is jarin status. Very well done. So everyone, I hope you have gotten that concept. Okay. Now there is a fa before, and then there is about I want you to know few things about I before I go on to fa. I think I just have 5 minutes left in for our session, so I'm just going to go over I a little bit. Who remembers the words that can make mudare majzum? Start typing. Give me the words that can make your mudare majzum. Li, lamul amr, which is lamul amr, lam, in, lamma. So li, lamma, majzoom. We are talking about majzoom, not mansoob. I'm seeing many from the mansoob list as well. So it is going to be li, lamma, in, yes, right? Man, la nahiya, very well done. Yes, very good job. So you have quite a bit there. La nahiya. Okay, where's my slide? Okay, let's see if I have that here. Okay. So among your where is the slide? Okay, let's see here. So they among the many haruf nasba wa jazima. So when it comes to the words that can make your mudare majzoom, this is the entire list. Can you all see it clearly? So it includes in, izma, ma, man, mahma, ainama, haysuma, kaifama, mata, anna, ayyana, aina, ayyu, and ayyuma. Everyone with me so far? It can be just ayyu or ayyan. Ayyu can be by itself, but mostly you will see it with ma, but it can be just ayyu as well. Okay, so remember that all these can make your mudare madsoom, and this is in your slides, and that will be given to you inshallah at the end of the session. Okay, so these are all your words that can make your mudare madzoom, in addition to one other condition that can make mudare madzoom. Who remembers that? It's not a, it's a condition. It's not just like, putting a harf or an ism before mudari. What is jawabul amr? Very well done, Sister Imreen. Very well done. If your son mudari is jawabul talb, it's going to be madzoom in status. Among this whole entire list, this first in and isma. In and isma are harf, and you can see harf written underneath them. Rest are all isms. Okay, so remember, in Quran I would have not given you the entire list if ayu was not used in Quran as ism shart. It has been used in Quran as ism shart. Can you see here? Qulid ullaha awid'u Ar-Rahman ayyamma tad'u. Can you see here tad'u? What is the status of word tad'u here? Who can tell? It is majzoom in status, because you say, you all call Allah or you call him Rahman. Whichever way you call, then to him alone belongs the most beautiful names. So here, this ayyan is making tad'u majzoom. It was originally tad'una. Okay, can you see here? How is I different here? Is it still light, or what are you seeing here? It is heavy. Very well done. Very well done. Yes, it is heavy here, which is I don't think there are very many examples going to be there in Quran, but this one is ayyan because it does not. Why is it heavy? Why is it with the knee? That's the question. Now, by default, and so what is there missing? These words you have learned that they are going to be seen as mudaf, but here ayyan does not have mudafun ilayhi. There is no mudafun ilayhi for this. That is why it is heavy. This ma here is ma zaida. It's just zaida, just like ainama, wherever you go. Whenever you see ainama, how do you translate? Instead of just translating it as where, you add ever to it, because there is ma zaida there. Similarly, whatever you call, whatever way you call, then to him alone belongs the most beautiful names. Okay, so focus on this and remember this word I is going to be as coming up as harf, as ism shart as well. Okay, and it's going to, and it can be heavy as well. So I have to end the session here. Inshallah, we will catch up this coming Saturday, um, and we'll start from this verse. And I will leave it here, and I will leave you with this beautiful verse, and try to ponder on this and see how there are so many blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you should never ever be ungrateful for. You should always be among Hamadun, who are always thankful, grateful, and are doing the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Continue to learn about Ar-Rahman in our next session on Saturday, inshallah, at 12 o'clock.